Hello there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another TGIF Talks, episode 67. I'm your co-host, Dr. Sheep. Today, we are not joined by Phil, because Phil's an idiot, and he's not awake. That's basically it. Will, Will, I don't want to say Phil. Will is, I have no idea where he is. He's in the middle of butt screwing nowhere. And today we're joined by Corona Kyle.
Hello.
Let's roll the intro. Oh dear.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
These podcasts broke down into 4 parts. First, we have our week's event, followed by the Corona news, followed by your comments, followed by some random 4th topic. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to do the first segment on the trip, or do you want the 4th segment to be the trip?
The 4th.
What do you want to? So what do you have to talk about in this first segment that is not related to the trip?
Then let's do the first segment then.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something for the 4th segment. So yeah, we went on a trip, did we not?
We did not.
What do you mean we did not? So what was your favorite part about the trip? So actually, hold on, we should probably tell them, where did we go? Tell them what we did, where we went.
We went to Scottsbluff.
Among other places, correct?
Yeah, but it was pretty much all Scottsbluff.
Yeah, pretty much. So what was your favorite part about going to Scottsbluff? Or favorite part of the whole trip?
I got a lot of reading done.
Do not tell me that reading was the best part of the damn trip. Good God.
It was you guys made a good effort, but that reading was really fun.
Oh, no. Okay. Other than the reading that you read because you had like 12 hours to read, so.
Yeah, I finished like 2 books and I started on a 3rd one.
Yeah.
Let's see, it was the courthouse and jailhouse.
Oh, when we climbed up the side of a cliff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I couldn't climb up the side of that thing like you were doing. There was that cliff there and I was just like, oh, nope. It just thinking about it makes my hands sweat.
Yeah, Phil and I were climbing to the very top. Well, not very top, but we were climbing pretty far up.
So we climbed up, and to get over to keep going higher, there was this thin patch, and I climbed up after they did. Took me a while to convince myself, and then I looked over the edge and I'm like, you forgot to mention there's a cliff. And I was just like, nope. I just kind of sat there and froze and just kind of like shook for a little bit. I was like, nope, I can't, I don't do heights. And so
before that, you guys left me on the bigger bluff because I was like around the ridge of it.
Yeah,
so you guys couldn't.
We
shouted.
You guys couldn't
see me. You guys couldn't see me, and you guys ran away, and I ended up falling down.
Well, we shouted. We were like, Kyle, and you didn't respond. Like, all right, we're going to the next rock. Yeah. And we're just like, what if he's dead? What if he fell and died?
Well, I did fall because like all the rock or whatever limestone just like turned into dust under my feet. Oh. So I was just sliding down the bluff.
That's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been on the side of the cliff, something gives, and you just went.
Wasn't as bad as you two destroying the bluff.
We threw some rocks. That was fun.
Then we spent an hour trying to figure out which one was a rock.
Yes, we did spend some time. So out there in Scottsbluff, on the bluffs, it's very close to sandstone, but not quite. And some people did tell me you can break sandstone like this, but I'm like, I don't know. It's very, very soft. If it is rock, it's very, very soft. And given enough force, you just break it in your hands and it crumble apart. And some of them, the non-rock ones, will melt in water. Coincidentally, they did get some of the weak sandstone, that is actual sandstone, that doesn't melt in water. But most of the stuff there melts when it's exposed to water, so, because it's just sand. A lot of sand out there. What did you, so that was day 1, actually. What did you think of day 2?
Day 2 was just a pain. I'm pretty sure I got altitude sickness.
Really?
Yeah. I just kept on coughing the next day. So I'm pretty sure I got a little bit of altitude sickness.
That's not, no, you don't cough from altitude sickness. You just feel lightheaded and want to puke.
Well, I don't know. That cliffside was not fun.
Oh, yeah.
Going down was, but not going up.
Well, you are not exactly in shape, sir.
No.
Phil is in shape, and I just have long legs, so it's not that bad. So the next day we went to Scottsbluffs National Monument. Maybe I'll talk about talk about the guy that got pulled over. Right. So we showed to Scottsbluff National Monument. We drive through it actually, because we're going to turn around, and then we saw the second sign, and we're like, oh, okay, so let's stop, and we'll do it. So we stop. We cross the highway, go take pictures, and this cop stops. And we're like, what? Well, his car goes past him. He then chases down the car and pulls him over. And we're like, I thought that was going to be us for a second when he stopped.
Yeah.
What?
That guy's like, oh, those teenagers or young people are going to get pulled over by a cop. Nope, it was me.
Yeah, and then he had to get him out of the car.
Yeah, I saw the back door open.
The scary part about that was we weren't, because we had those rocks in the back of our truck from the day before.
The previous day, yeah.
Which we weren't allowed. You weren't allowed to take those from the park. Well, we didn't take any rocks from the park, but how do you prove to them those aren't from the freaking park? They look the same as all the ones that are there. So we had to hide those because we did.
That's why. Okay, because I was wondering why my rock was clear in the back of the truck, and I took a hoe to get it out.
Yeah, we had to hide the damn thing, or otherwise we could have gotten arrested. Because it's not a national park; it's a national monument. It's the same rules as a national park. You can't touch anything. You can't take anything. So if we had these rocks, well, shoot, we're screwed.
Yeah, but these rocks are not from a national park or national monument.
No, but they didn't. How are you supposed to convince them of that?
There's no way to prove it. Yeah.
No. So yeah, it was that was scary because we had to move them while we were getting our lunch out.
Okay.
Remember?
Well, I don't remember that part.
No, that's when we moved them. Oh, yeah, because you just said why did I have to get a hoe to get them out? I don't remember it rolling to the front of the truck. No, you threw it up there. Yeah, so do you have the rock with you in your room?
No, it's in the kitchen.
Oh, rocks in the kitchen and the silver spoon. I don't know. That's a boy blue. Anyways, so yeah, what did you think? So before we went to Scotts, so on Scottsbluff's Monument, after we watched the cop pull a person over, we went up on the trails, and please describe these trails to our fine viewers.
The first trail was really short. I really wanted to push you guys off, but I couldn't. I don't know. There were literally drop-offs. That first trail there were drop-offs. The second trail, not so much.
What do you mean? The second trail's the long one where you could literally fall 300 feet and die.
Yeah, but there was more of a slope. There was more of a slopey hill.
I guess
the first one was literally a drop-off.
Yeah.
And then from this one ledge, you could actually see Chimney Rock in the far distance.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so we asked Phil. I'm like, Phil, were there drop stops like this up in the mountains? He's like, no. You had 100 feet, then you died.
But then you also had trees to break and fall.
Yeah, there are no trees here. There is no 100 feet. It is just you misstep, you die. And the wind. Oh my God. We were about to climb up these stairs going back up to the top. And
This
the
was on the
wind
second
picked
trail.
up. Yeah. And the wind picked up. And I had to like grab myself like this. Grab my jacket so the jacket didn't go poof. Because that's literally all it would have taken. Because it was so windy. That's all it would have taken for me to lose my balance and fall off the side of the damn bluff.
Yeah.
And it's just some kid walking around with this whistle going.
I don't know. He's trying to like get his parents' attention or something.
Apparently. I was just like, Jesus. It's like, no one's
And then
gonna...
then there was some jogger running up the sides of it.
That man was in peak physical condition. That man jogged all the way
That man,
down. It
He
was
did
like...
not fear. He did not fear death.
No, he didn't. He was like probably
Man.
like 50. And he's just like,
That man did not fear death at all.
no, he didn't. But I'm gonna talk about the second half of the second day in the fourth segment because there's a whole package of worms to unpack with that. There's gonna be like 3 segments of. I'm gonna have like 3 videos within like a week saying we could have died. So the third day was mostly just driving, other than when we stopped at the fossil beds. But it was mostly just driving.
I don't know. That third day was okay,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, I mean, all
Well,
you did was read. We didn't do anything.
There was really not. Well, even like when we were at places, there really wasn't much to look at.
No, not like when we were up in Wyoming, but that's later.
hmm
Oh.
The first and second day were.
Should we talk about what happened the first day? The whole
I
point of the
can-
trip.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Oh my God! So what? Okay, what was the original purpose of the trip?
The original purpose of the trip was to see every corner of Nebraska.
Right.
That didn't happen.
Right. We didn't see a single one.
And then part 2 of that was to see the 3 corners, which Nebraska, South Dakota, and Wyoming, right?
Mhm.
All come at one. It's like 4 corners, but lamer.
Yeah.
Um,
And harder
then-
to get to.
I don't know. Phil was the navigator, but couldn't navigate
He's
for
a
some
terrible
reason.
navigator.
And he took some. You guys took some off. I was reading during this time.
It wasn't
You guys
off
took-
road. I mean, it was off road, but it was the road.
You guys took some weird highway, but there was a gravel road to get to this place. It was a 1 lane, but it was also a driveway because it led into some farmer's pasture
Yeah,
into his house.
the no outlet sign.
And I
So-
thought that was weird.
So
And on top of that, we were had a quarter of gas left.
no, we had plenty of gas.
Do we have plenty of gas in that part? Okay.
No, we
Yeah.
we had 50 minutes left in the trip, and we just crossed the South Dakota border, and we went through this ghost town.
I should have
Essentially,
took pictures of the ghost town.
yeah, it was essentially a ghost town.
Oh, what was before that ghost town?
Oh, country
Country
roads, take me home.
Yeah, these 2 drove on like, I don't know.
It was the
Some really
road.
bouncy road.
You were like, "Please stay on the road." I'm like, "We are on the road." We did so. We didn't see this bump coming up, and right when we hit the bump, it went, "Country roads, take me home." Oh my
Yeah,
God!
during that part, I regrettably I was reading, I was trying to get up to get into a better position. You guys hit that first bump, and I flew. Because I wasn't on my seat when you guys hit that bump.
Oh my God!
Or I was like just now getting off the seat.
Phil and I laughed and laughed, like, "Oh my God!" We hit that bump, and it was just timed perfectly with the country roads. This was a paved road, may I remind you, alright? This wasn't the gravel road, but that was right before we crossed into South Dakota. But after we crossed to South Dakota, we went to this
It was a ghost town.
We had to pass over these train tracks, and then it turned to gravel. And so we followed gravel for I don't know how far. And I was like, Phil, is there a highway coming up? He's like, yeah, it says highway up a few miles. I'm like, thank God. No, we get to the highway, and it's a gravel road.
Mm-hmm.
And so we follow this gravel road, which is said to be a highway, up to a sign that said cattle guard. If you don't know what, so I thought that was referring to like you're gonna need a cattle guard in your truck, and I'm like, what? No. Well, that it probably does refer to that, and two, it refers to, let's say my iPad here is like this is the width of the road, so you'd have pipes just like these creases in the case here that would run across, and cows do not like to cross those, and well. That's because the cows are allowed to do whatever they want. And we saw a cow and a calf on the road. And at that point, we'd seen more cows on the road than we had seen cops in this entire trip.
I think we only saw like one prior to that, and that was leaving Nebraska. Or like leaving Lincoln, we saw one.
No, we hadn't seen any, actually. It wasn't until we got to Scottsbluff National Monument did we finally see a cop.
Okay.
And that still was blessed, but then the third day we saw a lot of cops, so it's because we were closer to home where there's law enforcement. So we determined that South Dakota is a lawless wasteland, and it's like a third world country because their highways are gravel roads. Anyways, so we drive down this other road that this has no outlet, which is already weird. And I was like, oh no. Phil's like, what does that mean? I'm like, this road just ends at some point. He's like, oh. So we follow this road into this guy's yard. And this is where the road ended. But it kept going on this dirt, it was just a dirt road, but
it was kind of muddy because it was raining earlier.
Yeah, so we got about 100 yards, if that, into it, and I was just like, no, we're not doing this. It was too muddy. And so I put it in reverse and backed out and got the hell out of Dodge because I was just like, we are not getting marooned out here and asking this guy for directions. Yeah. So,
and as we were leaving, we saw some guy like get out of his house or something.
Yeah, he's like, what are these kids doing out here?
Well, did you follow that path and did it lead to that little rock monument?
Yep.
Or
that was
there has to be another way to get to that 3 monuments, right?
Nope. That was the only way in and out.
That's so weird.
And that's how all of them are. They're all the same way, except for the Kansas one. The Kansas one has gravel roads up to it. But I don't want to go to Kansas. Kansas is boring. So, yeah. We didn't make it to Colorado, unfortunately. I wanted to, but that's a whole part of the second half of the second day, which we'll talk about in the 4th segment.